Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and I'm going to be showing you guys a crazy high skill deck that is taking over Clash Royale. Literally every single pro is playing this right now. If you look at the top 10 players on Clash Royale, I'd say like 4 of them are using this deck, which is pretty crazy. It is a very high skill deck, but it is just taking over. It's a wicked deck, and if you guys like this type of stuff and you aren't subscribed, please remember to subscribe, because every week I'm going to try to show you guys the #1 deck for that week so that you guys can always stay up with the trends, and I'll also show you how to beat it and all of these things. We are up against an interesting little beatdown deck. He's got Balloon, he's got Minions. Let's play the Little Prince and let's play the Ice Spirit here, and then we're going to go for the EvoMortar. And this is kind of your go-to strategy here, is EvoMortar with the Little Prince behind. And the nice thing about this deck is your defense is really strong, and also in double Elixir you're just an absolute menace. It's actually crazy. You turn into like freaking, I don't even know, Chuck Norris on Clash Royale. It's crazy. He's gonna go for the Inferno Dragon. I'm gonna play the minions to stop the Inferno Dragon from taking out our Mortar, and then we should get a lock on tower, and that's gonna be close to game. I'm even gonna play a miner behind the tower, so if he plays a counter for the goblins, they'll get pulled behind the tower, and the tower will lock onto our miner, which is going to be a very easy tower. It's like having a goblin barrel but with a mortar. Love EvoMortar. EvoMortar is absolutely cracked and insane. Best evolution out there. Now let's just wait and see what happens. We do have a tower, which is very nice, and that's kind of honestly lucky. If you can take a tower before double elixir is even started, like, that's gonna be game. It's because you can play such good defense, they're not gonna make a comeback. I think this guy gave up. Alright, yeah, he definitely gave up, so I'm going to cut to the next matchup. Alright, you guys, next matchup. Now, don't be afraid to mortar right off the start. We are up against log bait. I'm going to play my guards. I know my mortar could take that princess out, but I want to play my guards to kind of force out a counter by him. But yeah, mortar first play is not a bad play. But I wouldn't play anything other than the mortar. Okay, you don't want to overextend at all. Let's go for the miner as a counter push with the minions, and that's kind of the overall strategy, is defend, counter push, and then hopefully have a really close game. And as soon as you get to double elixir, that's when you start to really cycle the miners. This guy's going to give us a lot of damage off the start, and this kind of just goes to show, like, this deck is amazing and is so good for punishing your opponent. Let's just take this knight down. Let's use our little prince to kind of shred him a little bit, and then we will wait. Now, another thing is you do typically want to be pushing same lane as them. And then, you know what, like, once you get to double elixir, if you're putting miners for chip damage on the other side, it's not a big deal. But the ideal situation 90% of the time is to be pushing the same lane as them, so that you can constantly counter push and chip their tower down. Now, I have a really big damage lead on this guy, so I'm okay with, you know, like, counter pushing a little bit opposite lane, because I know I'm going to take that right tower very easily. And it's actually better if I don't take the right tower right away, so that the king tower doesn't activate and I can kind of get more out of every single miner that I use. He's gonna goblin barrel. I'm just gonna log. I got baited by one goblin, which is okay. We will survive against that. Let's go for the mortar now, and then just kind of wait and see what he's gonna do. He's gonna log. I think he's low on elixir though. That goblin gang, I think, is the rest of his elixir, so we should be able to get a lock on tower. There is the hog rider, so we will get one shot, and then we can just defend the hog rider using the minions and give him another miner. And honestly, this is so ridiculous. I feel slightly bad for him, because you know, like, I've been here and it's an annoying deck to play. I'm gonna poison the other side so that it's one more poison to win the game when it comes down to it, because I am notorious for forgetting to take a tower when I need to. He's gonna go for a deep goblin barrel. What the hell did I just get baited by? I can't believe that just happened. Let's use our little prince ability. We'll take a tiny bit of damage, but that's okay. I actually can't believe I got baited there. I am so embarrassed. I don't want to talk about it. I mean, it happens to all of us, but I don't want to talk about it. We are going to take that knight out, and let's get the minions in front to deal with that inferno tower. And I'm gonna log here to really pressure him, and because that goblin barrel that he plays is not going to be enough to take my tower. He's going to go for the hog rider, so I can just play my guards, which are an amazing counter to hog rider. And that's going to be that tower down, and we can poison the other tower, and that is going to be a nice 2-tower win. And let's get right on to the next. He's going to go for the E-Golem. Let's play the guards here just to kind of get this down a little bit quicker, and let's go for an amazing counter push. Now, guys, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe so that you guys can get more content like this. Honestly, subscribe if you hate Golem as well. I feel like I'm playing so much beatdown in this meta. But yeah, so this guy's playing the E-Golem E-Drag deck, which is definitely a tough matchup, but he just lost a tower in like the first minute of the match, which is actually crazy because this deck is very hard to break through sometimes. I mean, obviously, you know, E-Golem and Healer and E-Drag can be an annoying deck to defend sometimes, but we're gonna smoke this guy, I think. Let's go for the Miner and the Pump, because as soon as they pump, you cannot let them get that Elixir advantage. They're gonna build the most unholy, ridiculous push ever that you've ever seen. If you let them get that Elixir advantage, all they gotta do is mindlessly play the E-Golem, the E-Drag, and the Healer. This guy's gonna mirror his pumps, which is actually crazy. Let's play the Mortar. I am going to poison, but I have to be very careful. I wanted him to play the E-Dragon first because I didn't want him to like pop an E-Golem as soon as I poison and punish me. Because he played the E-Dragon, now we can kind of wait. And then I'm probably going to let the E-Dragon lock onto my tower, and then I'm going to freeze it with the Ice Spirit. He's going to go for the E-Golem. Now this is actually good for us because he won't have the E-Dragon to back up the E-Golem, which is the hardest part about defending this deck. Honestly, if you play up against an Elixir Golem deck and you're using this deck, the #1 priority is getting the E-Dragon down. The E-Dragon is the most annoying part. I'm going to use my ability, and I'm actually going to defensive poison. Don't be afraid to defensive poison. Defensive poison actually is pretty solid to do sometimes, which is interesting because you wouldn't expect that. He's going to go in with another E-Golem, but we'll just play the minions to defend. And let's get a Miner on tower and start cycling our poison spells as well. And then we can even go for an EvoMortar. I'm not expecting to I'm like one shot and we take that tower. I'm more so just playing the EvoMortar to kind of get it down, just to be a little bit annoying and keep the pressure on him, because you do have to pressure these E-Golem players. But that is going to be game. There's no ways coming back, and I'm going to cut to the next video, and let's get right into it. Beautiful people, last matchup. Now, if you are watching, I'm thinking about putting comments back into my videos. I remember when I first started my channel, I used to, at the end of every video, put comments in, and then I eventually stopped, and that was purely because I literally didn't know how to edit, and I was trying to switch up the format. Any of you OGs will remember that I used to play on iPad, and so my videos were not formatted very well because it was like half screen almost. But anyways, now that I know what I am doing, I'm gonna put the comments back in the videos, so please leave a comment if you would be down for that, and I will gladly start to try to put you guys in. I'm gonna log the Little Prince. 2 mortar shots plus a log will always kill the Little Prince, and you can usually get some extra shots out of your mortar by doing that. Let's use our Little Prince ability while the Goblin Giant is frozen, and then the Guardian will kind of push him back and help deal with it, and then we're gonna hit him with another beautiful counter push. Let's go for the Miner, let's go for the minions and see what he does. The Guardian is tanking for the Miner, so the archers are going to take it down a little bit slower, and we're going to get some wicked damage out of this, which is nice. Now obviously we are against Goblin Giant, which means that literally one push could completely change the game for him, so the responsibility of the match is kind of on us, and that's one of the sad things about playing any high skill deck that we are playing, like these Miner cycle decks. The match is more dependent on you losing than them winning, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously you might go against some crazy people, but typically like the onus is on you, which sucks. It can be very frustrating. I'm sure a lot of you know that. We're gonna play the poison. It's a little bit early, but that's okay. But yeah, so that's one thing, you know, never get too confident, guys, but also, you know, be proud of the fact that you guys are freaking legends, because anybody that watches this channel actually freaking rocks at this game. We might take a bit of damage here. I'm gonna log the Goblin Giant, and let's play the minions here, so if he uses his Little Prince ability, the minions aren't going to get pushed back. We will stop that push for the most part. He's gonna go for an Evil Firecracker, which sucks, but I'm gonna just log here, and then the Evil Firecracker is down. We will get one shot, but we're gonna take his tower as well. And then let's just wait and see what happens. He's gonna go for another Goblin Giant. Let's guards, and then let's play the Mortar up high, and let's play the Little Prince right here, and then we can log. The EvoMortar is gonna mess with his Little Prince, so we can just log to slow that stuff down. That is gonna be tower down. Let's just wait, and then let's go for the minions now, and then they should take out the Firecracker, and we will Miner again. And like literally, guys, if you've been watching the entire time, every single game, my minions are just going to work on the counter pushes, and that's how it's going to be 90% of the time. That is going to be game, though. I don't think he's going to make a comeback. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a deck down below if you guys want me to play, and for the next video I will choose one deck and play it.